We'll just move the pillow so it's not hindering the range of motion, right? And then we're going to introduce ourselves. We're going to tell her what we're doing today. Hello, my name's Daryl. I'm a PTA. I'm here to do some range of motion with your shoulder. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to hold on to your arm here and just let your arm go loose. So as we go up, we're going to cradle the arm and we're going to take it to the point where you start to feel that end feel. Okay. Now, if she's got normal range of motion, there shouldn't be really any real pain associated with this, right? If she's lost some range of motion, then there could be some discomfort, right? So we're going to probably do 6 or 8 repetitions, probably more if it's stiff. So that's forward elevation through forward flexion in what plane?
So,
The sagittal. Okay. So for abduction, okay, what I have to do is I have to walk the arm up. Okay? And as I walk it up, I make sure that the shoulder's rotating. Okay? So as I go up, I'm supporting the arm, but I'm rotating the arm external and giving good support. So that's abduction. Okay? Before I do extension, probably want to do as many things as we can in supine first. Okay, so I'm going to do external rotation. I'm going to put my hand underneath her elbow. We're going to externally rotate. What range of motion do you think we would normally expect? Approximately 90. It varies from individual to individual, but 90 is considered sort of maximum range of motion. What kind of end feel would we expect?
Ligament stretch.
Capsular.
Capsular.
Yeah. So we're expecting around 90 degrees of range of motion at capsular end feel. Are you okay there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can tell you're a little bit nervous about it. You okay there?
Yeah.
Okay. So for internal rotation, we're going to abduct the shoulder to about 90. We're going to internally rotate. About what range of motion would you expect for this?
80 or 90.
Yeah, anywhere from 70 to 90, somewhere in that range. Okay, so this is the 0 point, and that's the end feel. For external rotation, if somebody has a history of dislocated shoulders, we want to try and avoid abduction with external rotation. Right, it's safer to do it down here. Okay, so that's rotation in the transverse plane. The only one we haven't done, I think, is extension. So can you lay on your right side? And here, well, we're going to help support the arm. Or I think some people were doing this. Right, where you're actually really supporting that. So that's going to be extension in the sagittal plane. Okay, just have you lay on your back here. For elbow flexion, I would put my hand under her elbow and simply flex the elbow or hand towards her shoulder. Okay. We're going to expect 135 degrees, something like that, and it's going to be soft tissue approximation. It's going to be the end feel. Okay. Extension is what we call 0, right? If we've got full extension, we actually call it 0, and it's a bony end feel at the end of that. When you're doing range of motion, try to keep your hands over just one joint. So rather than moving through her wrist joint and her elbow, put your hand above the wrist. Okay, and then you're concentrating the effort just at one joint. For the wrist, okay, we can do it sitting or laying down. But if we're doing the wrist, we've got flexion. Okay, around 90 degrees. So this is 0. Got flexion. And we would do a few repetitions in that direction. Then we'd switch our hands. We would do extension. It's the stretch at the end that's the most important. Okay. And then what do we call side-to-side motion?
Distal.
Deviation.
Oh.
deviation. We've got radial deviation towards the radius on the thumb side, and we've got ulnar deviation towards the opposite side. So with that, we're going to do ulnar deviation and radial deviation. Okay. This is the midpoint, so if we just want to do radial deviation, it would look like that. And then ulnar deviation. Okay. Actually, one that I haven't done, which involves both the proximal and the distal radio-ulnar joint, is supination. Right? So we could actually. So this is 0. That's 90 degrees of supination. That's 0. 90 degrees. Okay. Then we can go from 0 to full pronation. Okay. For supination, if you want it, you can switch your hands if it feels more natural going this way. Okay.
What ending is that?
Hmm?
What ending is that?
Ligamentous stretch is what I